2013. And also GoPro is one of our sponsors as well for this 2013 season. But mahalo for joining us here. And I'm going to hand a microphone over to Anthony so he can get us briefed here. And competitors, listen up. Coaches, listen up.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen. We're here at Turtle Bay this morning. You know, we got some woolly conditions out there, but as you all know, this is stand-up paddle, and we will be doing a shortboard criteria, you know, looking for, you know, critical maneuvers in, you know, the sections of the wave. So 20-minute heats, and we will be, first and second will be going on to the third round. Third and fourth will be going on to the repertoire. Just basically have a good time, hit some good waves, and good luck.
And should something happen to their equipment, Water Patrol assistance is not, if you take assistance, you're done for the heat?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. You know, it's basically like the shortboard, you know.
Similar to ASP rules?
Yeah, similar to ASP rules. So, you know, we'll be, you know, looking for, you know, just the quality maneuvers in the critical sections of the wave, you know, so.
If something happens to our equipment, is it okay? If something to us or paddle break, is there rules against that?
You know, that's a good question.
Yeah, I don't.
And I don't see
ask Tristan about that. I mean, I don't see why not, but we just might have to double check on that rule for you.
This is standing up paddling rule. If we're getting counted by a set, are we allowed to be both trying to go to other really?
Yes. The rule is, you know, you got to stay on your feet unless there is an issue of like safety like that, you know. So if you feel like that, you know, you need to do that, but you know, just for that particular moment. But technically you're supposed to be standing at all times. So, if there's any other questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, it's cold out there, so good luck catching the waves. You know, there's you know, there is a section out there to be had, so you know, just look for that one. We're looking for, you know, the big maneuvers. You know, it's not the amount of maneuvers, it's the quality of the maneuvers. So yeah, you guys know what to do.
All right. Thank you, Anthony.
Yep.
And competitors, good luck. Heat number 1, you can make your way to the paddle out area. Oh, actually, yeah, we have a pule from, who's going to do our prayer? We have an official pule sayer. And we'll have our own Candace Appleby open us up with a blessing.
All right, let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day. Thank you for bringing us all together here to share in fellowship and what we love, and that's the ocean. And Lord, please keep all of us safe out there, all the women and girls and boys going out there to just have fun, and let us, you know, give you our glory through our surfing, and glorify you with our sportsmanship, Lord. And please just keep us safe, let us have fun, and let your will be done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And she forgot to add the little part, the extra part. Please let me win. Nah. Candace is a wonderful sport, and mahalo for that beautiful prayer. And looks like a very contestable day. Look at that wave right there. That is totally rippable. So the girls are going to be taken to this little point break at Turtle Bay Resort. So in this first round, there are no losers to my knowledge. The top 2 will advance to a later round, and the bottom 2 will go into a reprecharge round, which they'll have another chance to advance to that next round. So this first round, no losers. Everybody will get a second chance.
I'm picking up some video or some audio from somewhere else. I don't know where.
Did we unplug the...
Hold on.
Okay, so we are live on the internet as well. StandUpWorldTour.com. Is that correct, Christian? So if you guys have a smartphone and you want to see what it looks like live on the web, or you want to text or call a family member or a friend, maybe somewhere on the mainland or somewhere in another country, that if they want to join us and watch what you're watching, you can tell them to go to StandUpWorldTour.com. It's all one word, stand up, STANDUP, World Tour, WORLDTOUR.com. StandUpWorldTour.com, and follow the instructions on the website, and you should be able to click to a live screen, and they will be watching what you're watching here in Paradise, and you can probably make them a little bit jealous that you're chilling at Turtle Bay Resort, poolside in the natural arena we have here for our event number 1 of the 2013 Stand Up World. I'm joined by Mr. Zane Schweitzer, an avid competitor on the World Tour, but also with a gift of MC ability. Good morning, Zane.
Good morning, Rocky. Mahalos for the intro. There's a lot of action coming your way, you guys. Make sure to stay tuned. We have some amazing talent for the women's pro here at Turtle Bay. After the women's, we're going to have the Nakamakai Keikis go out. And when I say keiki, that's kind of hard to say keiki because these kids are world class. We got kids like Noah Yap and Benoit Carpentier, Mo Freitas, Brazil champion. So I tell you what, even though it's a bunch of kids on the beach for the kids event, you're going to see some big moves being thrown down. And there's definitely some future world champions here on the beach.
Yeah, these kids, they are very mature surfers. And those of you down front here in the front row. Mariko and gang, could you guys move up a level? Our judges are right here, and that's right in that nice meaty section where they're going to be doing the big maneuvers, so we don't want to miss any of those. Thank you guys so much for your cooperation. But yeah, you said it, Zane. These kids that are coming up in the division, they're, you know, we label them as juniors and kids, but they surf like adults. Very mature surfing, and I can't wait to see that action. But right now, heat number 1 just making it out. We got Candace Appleby. She'll be in the red. We've got Laura Clayton. She'll be in the white. Heather Wilcox will be in the royal blue. And we've got Izzy Gomez in sky blue out there. So a couple of different color blue jerseys that will be very easy to differentiate, especially here at Turtle Bay, where the viewing point, I mean, we feel like we're right on top of the action here.
Yeah, it's quite the peanut gallery we got going here, and just overlooking the water, pretty much looking down with a bird's eye view on the competitors. So, and these girls, you know, it's amazing to see how much young girls and women and parents and just everyone is getting involved at the sport of stand-up paddling. And there you go. You know, we open up a women's division, and this is the most girls I've seen in one place.
Bruh,
even
my dog can stand up paddle with me. That's how much the sport is growing.
Yeah. So for all the people who's never tried stand-up paddle surfing or surfing before, you could actually learn how to stand-up paddle and how to surf right here at Turtle Bay Resort.
You said it, brother.
And don't be shy. Get out there and try it out. Right now, the women are on their way out for the first heat. They're just making their way through the whitewash.
And one thing I want to point out too, Zane, that you alluded to about anybody wanting to try stand-up paddling or surfing, you can do it right here at Turtle Bay. You look at these girls' boards. These girls are riding very small boards for stand-up paddling. They're made for turning on the wave. So if you're looking at them going, gosh, that looks super hard, it is on a board that small. But when you take lessons with us here at Turtle Bay, we have you on these boards that are pretty much like floating sidewalks. So you get in nice, easy, and we don't go where there's waves for the beginners. We go in flat water in Cavella Bay, which is directly on the other side of those pine trees in the distance. So that's where we do our stand-up paddle lessons here at Turtle Bay. So it's a little different from what you're seeing here. Same concept. You want to stand up and move the board forward with that paddle. But we go where there's no waves, and we use boards that are a lot bigger for the beginners.
Of course, giving you the easiest, smoothest learning session. So, yeah, exactly. This is tough conditions out here. You're looking at this probably like, hey, I don't want to do this. They're falling all over. But, yeah, these are tiny boards. These are made for surfing on the wave. And there's a few different types of stand-up paddling, actually. If you're just rolling up from Turtle Bay Room and you're like, oh, there's a contest going on. Well, with stand-up paddling, it's not just surfing out here. There's stand-up paddle races all year round. There's stand-up paddle adventuring where you go on lakes and rivers and ponds. It's actually can be a very relaxing, mellow thing as well.
And that's contributed to the growth of the sport is the fact that you can do it anywhere. Like you said, lakes, rivers, ponds. If you got a big enough swimming pool, you can stand up paddle in there and have a good time. So it's definitely a worldwide sport, inland and the coastal. Where you have a body of water, basically, you can throw your board in and get a paddle going. I know they got races in Colorado River. We did one in Chicago last year in Lake Michigan. I ran into somebody from Chicago last night who was there at the race and said, I remember you. I met you, remember? And I was like, yeah, now I do.
That's classic.
She worked at the Great Lakes Board Company, and now she lives on the North Shore.
Oh, funny. Well, small world it is, especially when you're traveling it and meeting people from all over. It's a crazy day and age lately. Is airplanes enabling us to go all over the place?
The web, the World Wide Web, which we're broadcasting live on right now, standupworldtour.com, has made the world smaller as well. You can Skype, you can chat instantly with all of the different social media networks.
And out here at Turtle Bay for the women, watch. I hope all the other women are watching the first heat make their way out, because you could definitely find a line to come out and not even punch through a wave. It's out here at Turtle Bay. It's always a little all over the place, but if you maneuver through the lineup properly, you could make it out smooth. So just keep an eye and try to find a little bit of a line on where you think you want to paddle out.
Well, the general route to get out here is to hug the rocks right up until this little tree right here, and then to shoot over to where Hawaiian Water Patrol is with the jet ski, who we want to thank for our water safety duties. But it's you're right, man. It is a real dice throw to make it out on a day like today, as you see some of our girls bailing and going through the waves, but soon to be out in the lineup and ready to start heat number 1. And with that, you see how hard it is getting out here. Check in for your heat early and paddle out early. Make sure to stay out of the way of the fellow competitors as much as you can, but you want to be out there when we start your heat. You don't want to be having to paddle out and getting washed back in for the start of your heat. So get an early start, and we'll call heat number 2 as soon as we get a list. Yeah, we got a horn.
Come on, Laura.
Okay, Laura, shoot to your left now. Or this is not Laura, is that? What? They have the wrong jersey. Laura should be white. Oh, way in there. Oh, I thought okay. Oh, shit. Okay, Izzy, shoot to your left. Go to your left, Izzy. Oh.
Waves are picking up, and there's going to be some action going on.
And just to let you know, competitors, there is a channel on the other side of that little peak right there. So if you want to go way around, you can. There's a channel about 100 yards from the point over that way. There's a big channel, and that's the route you can take to go way around the peak and make it out. But we are going to have to get started here pretty soon because we are beyond the 10:30 time of the original start time.
I tell you what, it is challenging for anyone to make their way out to the lineup out here. There we go. We got Blue taking off on a little warm-up wave. Heat has not started yet. She's just getting the feel of her board, it looks like.
Surfers, once you get out there, hold your position. Please do not catch waves. Hold your position once you get out there so we can get a good start. Once you get to the lineup, hold your position and wait for the start. Heat number 2, Haley Harrison, Aline Arizaka, and Tehani Gangini and Hannah Fenton. Please check in. Heat number 2. And you might want to start paddling out now. Oh, you see, when you catch one wave before the heat. Now look where you stay, Royal Blue. We have not started yet. So, ladies, next heat can start paddling out and go take the wide route, go around the break, totally around the break, so you're not right through the break for the heat before you. And you may lay down or knee paddle before your heat has started. That's okay, so you can save energy. All right, ladies in the water, on the outside, hold your position. Do not catch waves. Ladies on the outside, hold your position. Do not catch waves. And we're going to have she's not. Okay, we are about 1 minute from the start. We are 1 minute from the start. 60, 59, 58, 57. Okay, girls, hold your position on the outside. And
Use this one, Rock. This is the Tristan announced, yeah.
okay,
All you do is hit start, set on 20.
and here we go. Counting down to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, heat number 1 is on. The 2013 Stand-Up World Tour season has been kicked off with this event number 1 here at Turtle Bay Resort. The women's and Nakamakai Juniors, and it's Candace Appleby up and riding right away in red. Nice floating maneuver over that first section. A little top turn to stay with the wave, and then a cut back using that paddle as not only a propelling device as she's doing right there, but also as a steering mechanism and a point of leverage for Candace, using the board, using the paddle very nicely. So the judges are looking for the use of the paddle with the style of the surfer to judge each wave. Every wave gets scored. The top 2 waves gets counted towards that surfer's score. So on a score, a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being a perfect score, 0.1 being a very quick up and down, we will be assigning scores to each wave, and those top 2 scores will be counted in that surfer's score line to give them the result. So 2 10s would mean a perfect heat score of 20. And right now we're going to call heat number 2 to check in. Haley Harrison, Aline Arizaka, Tehani Gangini, and Hannah Fenton. Please check in and begin your paddle out and stay wide of the surf break as we see Sky Blue up and riding. That is Izzy Gomez. She goes up and out very quickly.
That was a nice drop. She had a little bit of a steep face there. Came around the section, was looking for a little section of whack, but just couldn't find what she was looking for.
No whackable section there. But Candace, on the other hand, she got a wave. She got a little bit smaller wave, and that might be the strategy here at Turtle Bay. Some of the sets break all the way across the channel here, but the more inside waves, those middle runners, are the ones that provide that open face for nice turns, as Candace made use of that wave, hit it over the top for the first turn, came around, did another nice combination top turn and into a cutback, and then finished strong with a re-entry on the inside.
That sounds like a pretty solid wave for what you need out here at Turtle Bay. It's all, out here a lot too. You got to really play it smart on how far you want to ride the wave in, what waves you want to catch. Here's Izzy right now, maybe. Oh, quick little up and down. But you know, it's you gotta play it smart. Choose the right waves. If you're out in the next heats, really watch the lineup and study what the waves are doing, and find out where you want to be waiting to catch that highest scoring potential wave. Out on the outside in position, we have Laura and Heather, I believe. Laura in white and Heather in blue. Looks like Candace Appleby is taking off on this one. This should have a really nice face for her to do a few moves. Catching the reform. Ooh, nice off the top. We have Laura Clayton on the outside, and Heather in blue taking off on a solid one. She's going to be looking for that reform section. Ooh, it kind of flattened out for her right there. But out here, you know, it's always good to work the whitewash, to stay with, keep your speed up and make it through that reform flat section.
So 14 minutes and 45 seconds remaining here in heat number 1. And our couple of our competitors are in the impact zone, just trying to get back to the outside. Heat number 2 is in the water, and they're going to be taking the wide route way around. So thank you very much for your cooperation there, as we'd like the waves to be as clear as possible for our competitors in the heat. So that wide route will help keep our lineup clear during the heats, but it will also enable our next heat to get out in time. Oh, Donuts bailing off the board as Candace Appleby is up and riding. She's going to try to pump her way into this one, gets a roundhouse cutty, and that one dies out very quickly. So Candace will kick out as our two competitors in Royal Blue and Sky Blue are battling that impact zone. Now they'll get a little bit of a clearing to make it out. But you can see these athletes are very, very tried and tested, especially in these types of conditions.
And you could tell that Candace Appleby sure has spent a lot of time out in the water out here. She knows exactly where to go to pick off all the good waves. And she already has a few scores on the board. With there's 12 minutes and 50 seconds remaining, and she already has quite a few scores. So she's definitely looking to better her scores.
Yeah, I would have to say she's got the best wave of the heat so far with that opening ride. And scoring really well with the judges on that one, and followed it up with a couple of backup rides. So she's probably sitting in the driver's seat right now. And Rocky Cannon, Zane Schweitzer, coming to you live from Turtle Bay Resort on the North Shore of Oahu. And we're just, trying to stay warm here. It's dead winter, beginning of February. This is as cold as it gets here in Hawaii. And I know a lot of you are out there are probably saying you know nothing about cold, which I'm proud to say I do not.
That is for
And
sure.
up and riding on the outside. Oh, that was white. That was, I believe that was Laura Clayton with a quick up and down.
Yeah, that is funny, Rocky. I was telling everyone I'm freezing this morning. Jeez, I'm grateful the sun's peeking out, and all the Santa Barbara boys, Matt Becker and my friend Tucker, they're all laughing at me like, "Oh, come on, it's like foggy and freezing cold out in Cali." You got-
Yeah, they walk around with their shorts and tank tops in this weather. And we're bundled up with our snowboard jackets.
Oh, yeah, this morning I woke up a little early and woke up to just raining. It was pouring, and I was crossing my fingers hoping it would clear up, and it sure has. I had all my board bags laying outside with all my clothes in it. All my
no.
clothes are soaking wet, but I'm very happy they're drying out a bit with this sun, and we have good conditions for the women in the keiki today. Oh, we got Candace looking at another wave. This one looks like it could have a really good scoring potential for her.
Yeah, beautiful drop there and a mid-face cutback. And using that paddle for some momentum down the line. Nice, another top turn there for Candace. Gets one more section and decides to just ride that one out. But, yeah, nice wave selection. You said it, Zane. Just very familiar with this wave, it seems.
Yeah, that's an important factor in a wave like this because there's so much options. And right here we got Izzy, I believe, up and riding, a local starboard rider from Florida.
And she goes down after a couple little turns. Just got word that Candace Appleby in red is in first place currently in this heat. And in second place, it is Izzy Gomez. So top two will go to the quarters, but the bottom two are not done yet for today. They're going to go into a repecharge heat, which will be coming up a little bit later. And heat number two, if you guys are watching, you girls in heat number three, they did it perfectly. They're out there, they're ready, they're waiting. They went way around the break. So excellent example there, heat number two. I'm going to pat you all on the back when you come back in.
They're going to be patting themselves on the back, not wasting all the energy
Yeah.
before the heat even starts. So that's the way to do it, girls. And watch the locals out here, too. If you know there's a girl in your heat that surfs this waves a lot, keep an eye on what she's doing, and who knows, you might get put into the right spot.
Yeah, that's an excellent piece of advice there. Anytime you're surfing somewhere that's somewhat unfamiliar to you, you do have to rely on the locals there and, kind of tag along with using the local knowledge. That would happen to us at Haleiwa a lot, competing as Groms when the kids would come over from the mainland, and you'd notice, man, you'd have like a remora by you, like a shark has that little fish that swims right by him. Everywhere, every time you turn around, the person's right there. But you can't fault them because that's a smart strategy.
I hate to say it, but all around the world, that's what you gotta do. When you don't have any idea of where you're pounding out at, I always take the time to sit on the beach and watch who knows the wave the best and figure out what's his strategy for that lineup. And anywhere you go in the world, it's gonna be the same thing. There's always different conditions and different currents, so it's always good to observe what the ocean is doing before you go and have fun in it.
The classic mantra, know before you go. So you want to know what the conditions are doing, and you want to study them for a while before entering the ocean. And here today at Turtle Bay, we've got surf is where the waves are being caught, where the athletes are catching the waves. We'd call it 2 to 3, maybe 4 feet Hawaiian size. They're probably just a little bit overhead on some of the sets today, the occasional waves that are coming in. So they can probably be in the 6 to 8 foot range for face value. But as far as the Hawaiian size, Hawaiian style of judging the wave, we're calling it 2 to 4, I think.
Yes, in Hawaii, we scale the waves from the back. So when you hear a local Hawaiian saying, "Oh, it's 3 foot out there," it's, if you're measuring from the face, it'd be about 6, 7 foot maybe.
Yep, as Green is up and riding on the inside, we're calling her Green just because we have a dark blue out there. So we'll do the sky blue will be green for our reference here, for ease of reference. So we got red, white, blue, and green out in each heat. 4-person heats. Heat number 2 is on standby. Time remaining in this heat is 6 minutes and 23 seconds. So we are winding down the heat here for heat number 1 of the females, the women's, in this Stand Up World Tour event number 1, 2013.
And for the women getting ready to go out and the kids, there's all sorts of places that you could catch waves out here, but the best scoring potential waves is pretty much the 2 different peaks. You have the lefts over here where the girls are waiting for their next heat. There's a little left break in there. You could surf that. I'd say the highest scoring potential wave is over off the point, the deep rights that are coming in. They're a little longer of a wave. They reform on the inside every once in a while if you're not in too big of one. And as you can see on this one, it has a nice little A-frame and kind of rolls out into the inside reform. All about understanding where you're surfing always. So up in the next heat for the women, we have Haley Harrison, Aline Arisaka from Brazil, Tehani Gangini from Maui, and Hannah Fenton. As you can see on your screen right now, we have Larry Haynes and the Hawaiian Water Patrol. Larry Haynes covering our water angles. And he is like the Kelly Slater of water photography world. So very well respected for all the photographers out there.
He's like the Joel Parkinson. Mike Prickett is the Kelly Slater.
Yeah, okay. That's a very good, very spot on right there. How is Mike Prickett doing? So as you can see, I was talking about that deep right peak off the point. Candace paddles straight to it every time. Here she is up and riding again on another great wave. This one's going to have a nice face for her to probably catch all the way in. Out here, you almost want the waves that look like it has a little bit of a flatter face. You don't really want the ones with the huge wall reeling all the way down the line. Those ones might be closing out. Don't take it from me though. Take it from what's going on today. Watch the competitors and get ready for your heat. As you can see though, Candace milked that one all the way to the inside. That is probably going to be one of her top scoring waves. I'm checking.
2 minutes and 40 seconds, 2:40 remaining here in heat number 1 of this Turtle Bay Women's Pro, the Stand Up World Tour 2013 event number 1. And if anybody would like to help babysit, puppy sit, I got a live one here. 2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes. And Candace's coach alerting her to the time, saying, no reason to waste energy. You've won the heat. And you can just take it to shore and save that precious energy as is required here when you stand up paddle. It requires so much energy from your legs, your total core, your arms are working. It is a constant workout to propel yourself forward, especially on these small boards that we talked about earlier, Zane, that, you know, the balance, the strength you need to stay on one of these boards is quite remarkable.
Oh yeah, it is a full body workout at its finest, that's for sure. It's like you're standing on an Indo board, pulling yourself along, you know, getting from point A to point B. It really does work your legs from their left to right balance, and then your core paddling every stroke, and your back and your arms. Everything's working together. I teach stand-up paddle surfing along. Rocky, you teach as well, huh?
Yep.
I've been teaching stand-up paddle surfing in Maui the last few years with my family's company. We run Maui Sports Adventures. Teach surfing, stand-up paddling, windsurfing, all the water sports we love to do every day. And it really is amazing to see how easily people can pick up the sport and just have such a good time at it.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing is your equipment choice. You make sure you have the right equipment. And for beginners, that means something that is very nice and wide and thick to make up a lot of the balance for you, just so you can get the concept and the strokes down. And then once you get better and better, you can scale it down to smaller equipment. Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there you go. That calls it for the heat number 1. Up in the water next, making their way into the lineup, will be number 2 for the Turtle Bay Women Pro. We have
Haley Harrison, Aline Arisaka, Tehani Gangini, and Hannah Fenton. Starting your heat in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Check in for your heat. Heat number 3, Nicole Pacelli, Mariko Strickland, Ehiku Rademacher, and Mirabai Jones. Please, James. Mirabai James, please check in.
This looks like, oh, nope. We almost had the first ride of the heat. Right now we have all the girls on the outside waiting to pick off their first wave. Once again, we have in red Haley Harrison, local to Oahu's North Shore. In white, Aline Arisaka from Ubatuba, Brazil. And in bright blue, we have Maui's own Tehani Gangini. And in light blue, Hannah Fenton. I believe we're calling light blue green.
Yep, that's correct, Zane. We're going with green for the sky blue. Just to make it easy for everybody. We got royal blue. Jerry likes that one.
Alini on a nice one. Oh, barely couldn't get into it.
That
Looks
was-
like maybe. Nope.
That was royal blue. That was blue having a look. Tehani Gangini.
Tehani is actually well known in the racing scene. She does Maliko runs on a regular. She is a very avid stand-up paddler out in the water all the time. And as well a surfer. Growing up out with Keepa, I mean, what else can you do but do everything? So
Her dad gave me my first surfboard ever.
no way.
John Gangini.
Uncle
yeah.
John. Uncle
Yeah.
John's the man. Thank you very much.
Oh, we got AMP in the house today. AMP is one of our energy drink sponsors, And I'm going to need more than a sample, girl, here pretty soon. I need a whole can. But we need a cooler for keep them cold with the ice cold action. I'm going to taste some AMP here.
We could put a fiend in there and get it extra amped up. I'm sorry. Okay. Mirabai James.
I'm from Haiku.
Yep.
And Hoki for my whole life, and I serve dogs.
Yeah. All right. Kill it. Maui girl in the house. Kill it. So,
Stay standing.
Mirabai, right on. Good luck. Okay, have fun. Really exciting to have the live cast up and going. As you can see right now, we have all the girls up on the screen looking for their next waves to catch. This is heat number 2 of the Turtle Bay Women Pro. We have quite a turn up for the women here, and the girls, shall I say. We have 4 heats of 4 women heats, so. Oh, red possibly on the outside. Yes, that's Haley Harrison. And she is really milking this wave. Nice, smooth rail transitions. Woo! Thank you very much. Haley's still milking this wave all the way to the inside. She had a nice little off the top, off the whitewash reform.
Milking that better than a Holstein farmer.
And Haley, she actually probably isn't getting too tired out here. You know, a lot of the racers who are part of the racing scene have the endurance and the stamina to get themselves out to the lineup no matter how many whitewashes they have to punch through. Haley is a very good racer, local to the North Shore. She's probably, I'd say, one of the top women in the Hawaii racing scene.
Yeah, she did very well here this past October in the Turtle Bay Race Series.
Hey, everybody, grab your boards. We have a big squall coming. There might be some boards flying around, so I definitely, if you have a board sitting there in the pile upwind of us, go grab it and put it in a secure spot. If you have cameras, get a towel over it. This is a normal Hawaiian squall for you. It'll be gone in 20 minutes.
Hold on to everything.
We have Alina Arisaka in white up and riding on the outside.
Holy moly.
Maddie. Yeah, thank you, man. Hold on to your puppy. Hey, I need to grab my board real quick.
Oh my goodness. Hold on to everything.
I'll try to get a board up here so we can hold it. I'll get that piece of wood.
Yeah, just grab your boards and equipment to make sure it doesn't blow away.
Question here. Yes. No, her.
Time remaining in this heat, 11 minutes and 50 seconds. Heat number 3, go ahead and paddle out.
So you got sponsors. There's 3.
So if you've been in Hawaii a lot in your life, this is a pretty casual thing. Hawaiian squalls. They come with the wind and the rain, and then it comes back with the sun. So hopefully it'll be passing through pretty soon here.
Yeah, I'm looking back and I see a puka of blue sky. So we'll be doing this routine all day, I think, Zane, of hiding from the rain, coming out in the sun, and then hiding in from the rain again. So be prepared.
It's a good thing we got all these tents around. And a jacuzzi with a 5-minute timer for the competitors. That's awesome. Ooh, Tehani Gangini dropping in on a nice one. She lined up with a killer little shot there, probably from our water angle.
Yeah, we got Larry Haynes on board with Hawaiian Water Patrol. We also got Hank Photo out there with his boogie board, keeping a close eye on the action.
Oh, the sun feels nice.
When the wind stops and the sun is shining, it feels a little bit more like Hawaii. But it's going to be short-lived. I see more clouds stacking. Oh, we do have a little bit of a blue sky at the moment. And some rain falling. So, you know, when you mix sun and rain, what do you get? Rainbows.
How old are you, Dave? How old are you? 11? Yeah. Never gets this cold?
80.
Oh. Again, of course, the people that are catching waves and surfing them good, the people who know this spot. Haley's a local to Oahu. I'm sure she's surfed this wave many times, and she's surfing really well.
All right, so Haley getting a nice couple of turns on her backhand and doing well on that wave. So seems like the red jersey has got the mojo these first couple of heats. Heat number 3, go ahead and paddle out. 7 minutes and 50 seconds.
Woo!
Meanwhile, on the outside, we've got some classic dismounts going on, jumping off the boards.
Hey, there's technique in that too, though, Rocky, isn't there? You see some guys, they'll dismount behind their board and
Yep.
kind of like push the nose up
Shoot
over
it
the
forward.
whitewash.
Yep.
That's a good technique.
And there's the classic just bail and dive deep and jump off the side of your board or the front of your board. But it all does matter because sometimes the board can pull you out of position. And when you're in close quarters like how they are on the outside with your competitors, all those little positioning points really matter a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. This is green up and riding.
What is that?
I believe
We lost our board.
our heat sheet has departed for the moment, but
We're
we'll
trying it
get
out
a
in the
name
sun.
on that pretty soon.
Oh, there it is.
And out in green was Hannah Fenton. So Hannah Fenton getting on the scoreboard. Here comes the sun. Da, 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 da. Here we go. This is white. Aline Arisaka, and she's not able to get into that wave. Trying desperately to paddle into that one. Would have been a good one had she been able to catch it. As you see that one peel off in the middle. Five minutes, 45 seconds, 5:45 remaining. Zane, you gotta turn off your mic. Here we go. Here's White Alina, and she's getting pulled out of position by that kind of that phantom peak that's over there. You want to stay closer to the point when you're out here at Turtle Bay. I know that there's that one peak that's stacking up way over in the middle, but it is very deep water over there, so it's kind of a mirage. So you want to be sitting closer to the point to get the better waves here at Turtle Bay. 4 minutes and 25 seconds. 4:25. Here we go. This is green. That is Hannah Fenton. And Hannah using the paddle to try to keep going and has to kick out.
So paddle as close as you can to the rocks, and then once you get past this tree and past Rocky, paddle straight towards the jet ski.
All right, so 2 minutes and 45 seconds, 2:45 remaining here in heat number 2. And we'd like to thank all of our wonderful sponsors while we have a little bit of a lull. Sponsors for this event include GoPro, the little camera, the GoPro 3 out now. And also Amp Energy Drink. I got myself an Amp right now, and I'm starting to get amped up, bro. Oh, the bugger stay working. Also, mahalo to Starboard, Maui Gym, Pacifico, and White Up and Riding on the outside. Aline Arisaka, that's
Can I interview you?
our surfer in white in this heat. Also, mahalo to Malibu, Pacifico, Dahui, Sheraton, Hawaii, and also Turtle Bay Resort. Big mahalos. And our industry sponsors, Nash, Starboard, Rogue, Bic SUP, Fanatic, Puka Patch, Mistral, JP Australia. And up on riding on the outside, that is Red Haley Harrison. Also, Body Glove, Art in Surf, Hilton Alves, and Focus SUP, Silver, and SUP Magazine. Mahalo. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Here's green.
Come on, come on.
That is Hannah Fenton. As that wave peels off on the inside. "55 seconds. Here we go. 40 seconds counting down. Woo, this is really, really challenging conditions. I want to say big up and respect to all of our competitors. White just getting almost over the ledge there, counting down 18 seconds.
Once again, dominating the heat, Oahu local girl. So
Here we go. Watch the countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
that finishes heat number 2 for the Turtle Bay Women Pro.
Okay, heat number 3. Stand by. Judges ready? Here we go. Counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh. Horn's fading. We got another one over here. We got... No, we're good. I think they got that. So heat number 3 is on. Heat number 3, you are on. Let me see who's who the kind. Who won? Oh, you don't know yet.
Up and riding in red. Nice cutback. I believe this is Nicole Pacelli in red. Oh! Yeah! That was epic. That's extra 10 points.
Heat number 4, check in. Jen J. Lee, Vanina Walsh, Jacinta Potts, and Kanani Yakman. Please check in.
Oh, shoot. That might be a pretty cool shot from the Larry Haynes angle. We had a little bit of a collision out there with Nicole Pacelli and the Hawaiian Water Patrol.
Ooh, all right.
Did you see that, Rocky?
I missed it. I was helping Vanina get checked in here.
That was classic.
So Jen J. Lee will be red. Vanina will be white. Jacinta will be in the blue. And Kanani, you will be in the light blue or the green, which we're calling it. So You can get your jerseys and head out to the break. Please use the wide angle to get out. Go around the break, please. We appreciate that very much, as to stay out of the way of our competitors in the current heat.
Well, for the girls who are out there in heat number 2, great job. It's tough conditions out there. You guys are all winners. I believe coming through out of that heat in first is red, Haley Harrison. For the girls who didn't make it, no shame. We have repecharge heats. Repecharge is pretty much a consolation bracket. So if you didn't make it, you have another chance to get back in.
Hey, and just for your information, the judges are calling interferences today, and we have an interference in this heat. Green or light blue interfered on white. Paddling interference, green on white. Light blue, Mirabai James interference on Mirabai James interfered with Mariko Strickland. So the judges are watching closely. And that's why we suggest that you be careful on your paddle back out, because if you are in a competitor's way, you will hinder their scoring potential, thus costing you an interference. So you don't want an interference. An interference will deem half of your next scored wave. So if you have an 8 and a 6, your 8-point ride will count in full, but your 6 will be cut in half and it will be a 3. So just to give you an illustration of how an interference can affect you during a heat, it is possible to advance with an interference. We've seen it done before many times, but it just makes your ambition for advancement that much harder.
All right, well, in red, we have Nicole Pacelli up and riding once again. She's really surfing really well, connecting nice maneuvers, really smooth rail transitions.
And that was a turtle that you saw spectating on the shoulder of that wave, checking out the action. That turtle is here almost every day, checking out the surfers and stand-up paddlers that come patrolling in his area. So the turtle getting a great front row seat for some action. Yeah, there he is. He always hangs out right there. And when we're doing surf lessons sometimes, he'll let us like pet him. You like rub the back of his neck and he just sits there and cruises.
That's hilarious.
So a very tame, personable turtle is hanging out on the shoulder right there watching the action.
I love turtles here in Hawaii. In Hawaii we have something called aumakua, and a turtle for me is a special animal, and what I've chosen, or let's say what the gods have chosen to be my aumakua. Aumakua is possibly an ancestor or somebody that takes a life form of an animal. Every time I'm having the best session of my life, I'll look over and there'll be a turtle right next to me.
There's many animals that can serve as an aumakua, from the turtle to the shark to the owl to the Hawaiian hawk, and many different land and sea creatures. As we see Blue with a big drop in, that is a Hiku Rademacher, and a Hiku on a good size wave, and she kicks out right in front of Hank Photos, so gets on the board with a score. Surfer in blue, a Hiku Rademacher.
That was a nice connection too. It lined up really good.
Yep, and nice big drop, so she'll get points for that nice critical drop that she had on that wave, and we'll see if she can get back out and get another with time remaining. 13 minutes and 5 seconds, 13:05 on the clock. And next heat, heat number 4, go ahead and get started paddling out and make your way around the break, way around the break, so you don't get in any competitor's way. Go around the break and then wait in the channel beyond the Hawaiian Water Patrol jet ski.
Totally. Get out there. You need 10 minutes at least to make your way out there. So I agree with Rocky. Start making your way out to the lineup.
I need my 5 minutes in the jacuzzi right now.
Man, and the girl's out here, you know, in red. She's definitely having quite a standout of a heat. She's caught a few waves and really connecting good turns. So in red, that's Nicole Pacelli, and in white, we have Mariko Strickland. She is very well, recognized, and she's at all the stand-up paddle events here in Oahu. Also in the heat is Gihiku Rademacher and Marubai James. And Marubai is from Haiku, Maui, and she actually is quite the charger for a woman. She's surfed Jaws before, and she is a Ho'okipa girl, growed up surfing there, and she is now recently hooked on stand-up paddling and getting involved with a lot of the events, and she's out in the water a lot at Ho'okipa stand-up paddling. So it's really cool to see all these different women, different ages, from different places all over the world, really performing well. In white, that's Mariko on a yellow Nash board, doing some nice top turns. She's really smoothened out her style. It's amazing how quick the progression rate can be with stand-up paddling. You know, you'll learn one week and then take it up, and if you keep it up, man, you could be progressing every session. So Rocky called it. Weatherman Rocky. It is sunny now. That squall passed by quick. We could now see it out on the outside. And there's Nicole again throwing nice tail. Nice tail release. She's surfing really well. Reforming well. Good for her on the inside. Looks like she's probably going to get another hit or two on this. Nice ride for red. On the outside in blue, jumping over the whitewash on a set. It is a technique how to get over the whitewash. It's almost, you know, all my friends who surf every day, whenever I'm with them, that's always the first thing to ask me. What, is it hard, like, getting over waves on a stand-up board? Because you cannot duck dive on a stand-up board like you can on a short board. I mean, I could clear 15-foot waves on my short board pretty easy. Duck dive 6 feet down and boom, out of there. But you know what? On a stand-up board, it's a little bit more of a kind of watching the clock, timing the sets, and finding a good time for you to make your way out where the ocean's gonna just open up for you. And when you have a big wave coming over, you know, if you step on the tail right and get the nose up, climbing the whitewash correct, you know, you could fly right over those sections. Up and riding in blue. A nice wave. She's drawing a wide line, heading down the line with some speed, looking to maybe hit this closeout section. Once again, big mahalos to Turtle Bay for hosting us at all these events we've had over the last few years. We've really created a cool relationship with the Turtle Bay Ohana, and they've really set us up to the fullest at all these events, and we really appreciate all the aloha from you guys.
Well, the new owners of Turtle Bay are avid stand-up paddlers and surfers as well, so that helps when the bosses love the ocean and get in the ocean too. They have that executive authority, but they also really do have that kind of roots waterman type of feeling when you're out there surfing with your boss. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But
I guess, totally, Rocky. If you take part in an activity in the ocean, you learn a respect, and you kukua for the nature so much more when you're out here every day. And say you have someone who isn't really a part of ocean sports their whole life, and they get into surfing or stand-up paddling or windsurfing. you know, I guarantee you that they're going to gain a respect for the ocean, for nature, and they're going to pick up trash when they're walking down the beach, and they're going to, you know, do anything they can to preserve it for themselves and their kids, because, you know, it is a fragile thing we deal with every day.
And, you know, the current owners are so much more engaged rather than previous owners in the past have been somewhat detached from the local community here, from the ocean lifestyle that we live here, the culture. So props to the new owners of Turtle Bay for getting a little bit more involved and engaged in the local surf community and the ocean sports community, and with events like this here, the Turtle Bay Women's Pro, all part of the Stand Up World Tour 2013. We're kicking it off, and time remaining right now in this heat, we have 7 minutes and 5 seconds. So we are over halfway through this 20-minute heat, and some carnage on the outside as we got some of the bigger sets of the day rolling through here. And with this, you have to wonder what our Nakamakai kids are going to be doing. But, you know, they're all really accomplished water people, and they're going to be out there charging. Hawaiian Water Patrol on standby, of course, for any emergencies. But
They're
we'll be
in good
keeping
hands with them.
keeping a close eye on the competitors as we go through the day here.
It's one thing putting yourself and trusting yourself and your abilities, but you know, if you ever are over your head all the time, there's even professional surfers who can, you know, there's a fine line where you could tell yourself you're over your head a little bit, and it's good always to have a safety crew out there, and the Hawaiian Water Patrol is in good hands with your keiki.
And you must be, during your heat, you must be standing at all times possible.
So Nicole, we'll give you a few more seconds to lay on your stomach prone, but you have to be stand-up paddling.
Here we go. This is White Up and Riding. It is... believe that is Mariko Strickland with 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So Mariko gets on the board with another score.
She has two really good scores. You know, Nicole and Mariko must be pretty close right now in the overall standings. But as you can see, we have a few more athletes working their way into the lineup. That'll be heat number 4. In heat number 4 in red, we have Jen J. Lee. In white, we have Starboard's own Vanina Walsh. In green, we have Jacinta Potts. In blue, we have Kanani. I can't read that.
That's Kanani Yakman getting ready for heat number 4.
Excuse me, Kanani. I love watching the clouds here in Hawaii. It's so beautiful to look up and just see them moving so quick, and everything's changing so quick, and it's amazing how fast the conditions can change here in Hawaii.
Yeah, right now we're probably in for a good deal of sunlight as you look back behind us, Zane. That's kind of the indicator direction of what's to come. So it looks pretty clear. Some scattered clouds coming our way, but none of those big stacking cumulonimbus clouds that are approaching. So we're going to be clear for a while. That's good news. But always be ready for the passing shower, especially here at Kahuku Point, where Turtle Bay is located at Kuilima Point. It's you know, the northern tip of Oahu, so we get all those passing easterly flowing showers that pass by due to our east-northeast trade winds. So we always get a passing shower here. It keeps us nice and green, keeps us healthy, so we can't fault the rain for dropping on us from time to time. And we're enjoying some lovely amp energy right now.
Ooh, we got green
it's working
up and
good.
riding. Nice
and we got
little
green
top
up and
turn.
riding on the outside, and she gets a little closed out by that section, Zane. Looks like she needed to get one more pump in there to get around to that open face scoring potential.
Oh, yeah, and Mariko is looking at a nice one off the outside. That's white. Well, she decides to opt out of that one. Maybe looking for something that has a little less of a wall. Probably a good choice. Looks like that one kind of sped ahead of her a bit.
Well, these ones in the middle, Zane, have got the nice open face, little runners down the line, and then you get that nice final section to make your final impression on the judges. Put that exclamation point on the end of the wave. So it's been quite the session on the inside here for some of the surfers. I think Candace's wave, the first wave of the first heat, was probably the best we've seen so far, and she did catch that one more in the middle. Time remaining in this heat, we have got less than 5 minutes, 4:36 to be exact.
That little squall that hit us 15 minutes ago, you could see it way out in the ocean in front of us. Still pouring on the ocean. And on the outside, in white, Mariko on a yellow Nash board. Nice setup turn, looking to wrap around back to that whitewash. Yeah, there we go. She's on the nice reform. Nice little roundhouse off the whitewash again. Thanks to everyone for coming down and being a part of the Turtle Bay Women Pro, the first event of the 2013 Stand Out World Tour season.
Yep, right in the water right now. We have heat number 3. Heat number 4 on standby. We're going to heat number 1 of the juniors. You guys get ready. Heat number 1 will be Benoit Carpentier, Dalbert Rivera, and Poyaniki Rioja. Stand by for check-in for heat number 1 of the juniors. Benoit will be in red.
There's Maru Bai, Haiku's own.
Dalbert will be in white, and Poyanaki will be in the blue. As we see, yeah, that's green up and riding.
And this is a Rogue team rider, I believe.
Mirabai James. And here is red, Nicole Paley. And a long wall ahead of her. She kicks out as she was getting a little bit close to that reef, that shelf there. That's one thing here at Turtle Bay that you want to be mindful of, is that reef that juts out just off the cliff here. And Nicole spins around for another one. This one's got a nice little wall, Zane. She's going to have a little bit of open face to work with. Yeah, she battles that offshore wind. Nice cutback right there for Nicole.
That looks like Hulk piss or something.
One minute remaining. 1 minute.
Maybe we'll put Marvin on. Yeah, we should. Yeah, just get me right here.
Here we go. This is blue. Ehiku Rademacher. She's down the line on that wave there. 30 seconds.
On your screen right now, you could see we just panned over to Marubai from the beautiful angle just here off Turtle Bay Point. This is from Maddie Schweitzer's camera angle.
All right, guys, here we go. Watch the countdown. Counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, that'll wake you up. Marubai on the horn. We'll see if this wave counts. I don't believe so. But it's a nice wave to show what she's got. She's probably going to milk it all the way in.
Judges ready? Here we go. Counting down to start heat number 4 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so heat number 4 is on. Jen Lee in red, Vanina Walsh in white, Jacinta Potts in blue, and Kanani Yachman is in the light blue, or the green, of which we're calling here for this first event. Heat number 1 of the Nakamakai Juniors. Check in. Benoit Carpentier. As we see white up and riding on the outside, Vanina Walsh. We need Dalbert Rivera. And we need Poinaki Raihoha to check in for Heat 1, Round 1 of the Nakamakai Juniors.
I'm here with Puerto Rico's Dave boy. Dave, your name, Alan de Amos. Amos. Say it yourself. Say hello. This is Dave. Say this is Dave. My name's Dave. I'm in the kids event. Dave's a little shy. He's 11 years old from Puerto Rico, and he's coming up in the Nakamakai kids event after this last heat of the women's pro event. What do you think out there for you? I mean, you're 11 years old. Have you been in conditions like this before?
Yes, but not that. It's really hard to paddle out, so it's gonna be tricky.
Yeah, that's right. So, what's your strategy? Do you have a little bit of a strategy coming up for this next heat?
Not really.
I guess try to make it out to the lineup is, I guess, your number one strategy, right? Just got to get out there and hopefully get a wave.
Yeah, I'll try to do the best I can.
Well, there you go. That's a good attitude. I love to see it. This is tough conditions, so good luck out there, Dave. And we got a bunch of people here to help you out. So if you ever need any help, or any of the other boys out there, Hawaiian Water Patrol is there to be for you guys in any situation. I'm sure you're gonna have a good time. Have you been watching the women the last few heats?
Yeah, the girls are doing good. Tricky to paddle out. Yeah, in the first heat, they got a major holdout paddling out.
All right. Well, thanks, Dave. Right on.
All right. So, a shy Puerto Rican, huh? That's like a... Do they exist? It's like a quiet Portuguese. I don't have much room to talk there. I'm a Portuguese myself.
Hey, me too. And look who's talking.
We're having a lot of fun here talking to everybody and watching these girls rip it up. Here we go on the outside. Look at that big drop for green. Kanani Yachman. The goofy footer gets out in front of the section, a little cutback, and that wave just dies so quickly right there. You got to stay close to the power source on those types of waves and milk it all the way through. She would have had a nice open face to work with for more scoring. Meanwhile, on the outside, Vanina Walsh goes over, And one of our other surfers goes under. All right, time remaining 14 minutes and 40 seconds. 14:40 on the clock. We are still standing by for results, I believe. White is up and riding on the outside. That's Vanina Walsh milking this one, switching sides with her paddle, using it very efficiently. And getting down the line, there's a section ahead of her. She's going to try to get around it. And constantly keeping her stroke going there and then cutting back.
Hey, Kuiko, are we putting the boys out before women's surf track?
Yeah. The boys go one round.
So Benoit Carpentier, Dalbert Rivera, and Poinaiki Rioja, please be checked in and start going out. On the outside, it is Green. Nice, beautiful roundhouse cutback on her backhand. Goes for one more, but gets bucked off. That's Kanani Yakman. 12 minutes and 50 seconds here in heat number 4. The first heat of the juniors should be heading out right now. Candace Appleby, check in. Where are you, Candace? Oh, here's Candace. 10 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in heat number 4 of the Turtle Bay Women's Pro at the Stand Up World Tour. Coming up next, the Nakamakai Juniors. Red is way out the back. That is Jen Lee. And she's looking to get around the section. Oh, and goes right at the other competitor in green. So come on up and check out our heat sheet. We do have our first repechage of the women's that'll be coming up a little bit later. We're going to have round 1, heats 1, 2, 3, and 4. As we see green up and riding on the outside, that is Kanani Yachman. Kanani shredding out on the shoulder there. She's got to pump it and get back to the power source. And can she keep going? Cannot. So teetering on the edge there. So you can see some of the waves here. You got to work it back to the whitewater to stay with the power source and keep riding on the wave. If you get too far out on the shoulder, it's going to die out on you, and what's going to happen is exactly what happened to Kanani right there. You're not going to be able to keep going and continue your scoring potential. 9 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, all the better reason to just do a wide roundhouse to get back into the whitewash. Because, yeah, I mean, even 3 feet in front of the whitewash could be ledging up, kind of a little step, and could die off. So that's good advice coming from Rocky.
So we're going to run round 1, heats 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right now we're in heat number 4 of the women's. Then we're going to jump over to round 1, heats 1, 2, and 3 of the Nakamakai Juniors. Then we're going to go back to women and run 2 heats of the repechage. Then we're going to go back to the Nakamakai Juniors and run the 1 heat repechage. And then back to the women for the 4 quarterfinals. Then we'll have the youth semifinal, followed by the women's semifinal, then the youth final, and we'll finish with the women's final today. So running all women's and all Nakamakai Juniors today. We'll be running all the way through the finals for this day number 1 of the Stand Up World Tour 2013. Seven minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in heat number 4. Heat number 1 of the juniors, you should be paddling out. There they are over there.
I'd love to surf it today.
There. Here we go. Up and riding is White. That was Vanina Walsh.
Nice, powerful turn just in a flat section for that type of turn. She kind of lost her speed, floated out the back. She'll be looking for a nice set. We got the boys on their way out right now, the juniors division. They're slowly making their way to the lineup. As the girls are showing them what's up, showing them how. Giving them a little bit of a perspective of what the waves are doing.
Here we go. White, Vanina Walsh up and riding. And nice big bottom turn comes around the section. Kind of a setup top turn and lots of nice open face right in front of the camera in Hank Photo. And now look at this beautiful wall stacking up for Vanina. Keeping the board moving side to side. So Vanina Walsh on the board with 4 minutes and 15 seconds. .405 now remaining. It's the 4 minute, 5 second warning. On the outside, having a paddle, that is the surfer in green or sky blue for our purposes here. And that's Kanani Yakman. And just goes a little too wide once again on that wave there. So a little bit of a smaller score for Kanani. But with 3 minutes, 25 seconds, all surfers, all of our athletes getting their minimum 2 rides so far, as we see Red having a look. Had an opportunity there. Jen Lee could not get into that wave. Blue on the outside gets donuts. That's the term we use to. Donuts aren't good in this situation. Donuts are good when you're waking up in the morning and you got some coffee to go along with them. But for this terminology in surfing, donuts means that you're getting pounded by waves. And White is deep on the point, possibly a little too deep, Zane. I don't know about you, but I think I would be sitting kind of right in this midsection where we've been seeing all of these nice little mid-range runners come through with lots of scoring potential. Once you go a little too deep, you run into not only the reef comes into play out there, but you get that midsection right here that crashes in front of you and affects your scoring potential.
Yeah, for sure. And you don't want to go too deep over there, because if you're too deep and a wave pushes you in, you come dangerously close to those rocks. And you know, it's good to be deep out here because you want to catch the right waves, but if you start going too far, you're kind of getting in the danger zone.
As we see, Blue is trying to work her way out of that zone. That's Jacinta Potts. And You see her board getting taken by the whitewater just a little bit. She's recovering and getting back on the board.
It doesn't say.
Here we go. Counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Counting down to start. Heat number 1 of the juniors in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And there's Vanina on a nice little wave to close the heat off.
Yep, that wave will not count, but she'll show you what she can do.
Rah.
Cranking it off the top. Ew, catching the nose and going down for a wipeout. But this is heat number 1 of the Nakamakai Juniors. Benoit Carpentier in red. Dalbert Rivera in white. And Poenaiki Rioja in the blue jersey. Check in heat number 2. Riggs Napoleon, Noah Yap, and Tucker Ingalls. Check in for heat number 2. Here we go on the outside. We've got white paddling. That is Dalbert Rivera, and Dalbert not quite able to get into that wave. A little bit of an offshore wind that is prevailing here. So that can be cumbersome for the surfers. Boom! Big off the top for red. That is Benoit Carpentier going for it. Aggressive surfing from that athlete in the red jersey. Came close to landing that one, but we'll have to negotiate the impact zone now. And we do have our heats set up for the repechage round. So we'll be running heats 1, 2, and 3 of this first round of the Nakamakai Juniors. Then we'll be getting back into the Turtle Bay Women's Pro with repechage number 1. And blue having a look, but no takers. As we see white spinning around. That's Dalbert Rivera. And up and down very quickly. And here we go. Blue paddling. This is Poenaiki Rioja.
Well, it's great to have people watching from all over the world, keeping in tune with the women's Turtle Bay Pro. And now we are here with the Nakamakai Junior event. where we're definitely going to see some good action coming down. In this heat, we have Poho Nike, who is local to Tahiti, and he actually finished on top our last Tahiti event in 2012, finishing with second place. You know, that's a great, strong finish for a 16-year-old, so right on, Poho Nike. Good to see you here in Hawaii.
Where's he from? Benoit's from France.
There's Poho Nike right there with a nice swooping roundhouse. This is my first time seeing Poho Nike on his front hand. He's got a nice style. I'm sure a lot of the boys are watching at what he has to bring to the table. And in white, Delberta looking to pick off a wave. And in red, that is Benoit Carpentier from France. We've been traveling with Benoit on a few of the events of the Stand Up World Tour the last year. He's a really cool guy and a great surfer from France. Riding for Nash, riding on Team Nash, as well as Poho Nike.
What'd I miss?
Well, not much. You missed one good wave by Poho Nike, and that's about it. Rocky, what do you think out there? Is it gonna? What's their forecast for the day? Think it's picking up?
A little bit of a rising swell, possibly, and the winds are going to continue to be prevailing in the side offshore, the east-northeast direction here. So we talked about that. When you're stand-up paddling as opposed to prone paddling, you're really susceptible to be held up by the wind when you're trying to catch these waves as they're blowing into your face. Your body kind of acts like a sail, so that forward momentum is very difficult. So you have to be paddling really hard. You got to be right in the exact, precise right spot, and it's going to be challenging all day today. But these athletes are definitely up for the challenge. The world's best stand-up paddlers here in the women's and the juniors division, and it should be interesting throughout the day. We'll get those passing showers every once in a while. But right now we've got the sun staying out and creating some beautiful lighting for our cameramen and camera women, getting some epic shots. Of course, Hawaiian Water Patrol assisting with not only safety but also with some camera work as well. Larry Haynes on board with Steve Machin out there. We got the rest of the Hawaiian Water Patrol team on standby just in case of any emergencies. They are the most important part of every event, ensuring that our competitors stay safe. Safety is number one. And then, of course, we like to have fun. I just made a rhyme.
There we go. Dr. Seuss Rocky Bullwinkle edition. I tell you what, it is very ensuring and comfortable to have the Water Patrol out, especially at a spot like Sunset. The last few years, they're working hard at Sunset. They are going back and forth, making sure everyone's fine. Especially the last few years, it's solid condition. It's serious business out there. So to have someone looking over your shoulder and being there for you if anything does go wrong, it's really important and comfortable.
Well, many times they provide a psychological boost in the level of surfing because you're doing maneuvers that you might not normally do if you don't see a jet ski ready to help you just in case something happens. So you're doing stuff that you might not normally do. You're going for it a little harder when you see that Water Patrol jet ski in the channel watching over you. And with stand-up paddling, you got another element of equipment with the paddles. So they are working hard, retrieving paddles, retrieving boards, helping keep everything together. So mahalo to the Hawaiian Water Patrol and the job that they do. As you see on your screen there, all three surfers in frame out here at Turtle Bay Resort at this lovely little surf break that we call Kuilima Point, right here poolside at the Hang 10 Surf Bar at Turtle Bay. I'd like to say mahalo to all of our sponsors. We have quite a number of sponsors to thank, as we do have the sponsors of this event, including GoPro, the GoPro Hero 3 out now, AMP Energy Drink. We do have some AMP samples for you. If you're getting a little drowsy, you can come over and sample one of our AMP Energy Drinks. Starboard, mahalo to Starboard paddleboards. Maui Gym sunglasses. Pacifico beer. Get your hands on an ice cold Pacifico right here at the Hang Ten Bar. Also Malibu rum. Dahui, Sheraton, Hawaii, and also Turtle Bay Resort, of course, hosting this great event here and contributing to our men's sponsorship. Going to be at Sunset Beach as blue. That is Poinaiki Rioja. Nice cutback, nice top turn there, throwing the tail. So beautiful turn right there from Poinaiki.
Nice connection there.
And also mahalo to our patrons, our gold level sponsors, industry patrons. Mahalo to Nash Paddleboards, Starboard Paddleboards, Rogue Paddleboards, Bic SUP, Fanatic, Puka Patch, Mistral, JP Australia, Coleman, Body Glove, and Art in Surf. And Hilton Alves, Art in Surf. He's our artist that is designing a lot of our t-shirts and poster designs. And our silver level sponsors, mahalo to Focus SUP and SUP Magazine. So a lot of great companies coming together to make this event possible and make this 2013 season of the Stand Up World Tour possible. Mahalo nui loa for your support. Thank you very much. And time remaining in this heat, 8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Well, we have a little bit of a dry spell for this heat. I'm here with one of the Starboard ambassadors and team riders, Vanina Walsh. You were out in the heats for the Women Pro. How was it out there?
We had some tough conditions. It was pretty hard getting out. I know a lot of girls struggled, but we all pulled through and we all caught a couple fun waves, and I can't wait to see the rest of the heats.
Awesome. And how old are you, Vanina?
I'm 15 years old.
And how long have you been stand-up paddle surfing or on the water surfing for?
I've been surfing since I was about 9 or 10, so probably about 5 or 6 years, and I got into stand-up about 4 years ago.
And, do you have any advice for all the girls watching live around the world looking to possibly get into surfing or stand-up paddle surfing?
I would say just don't get discouraged, because it can be kind of tough at first. The board can be kind of tippy, but I would say just keep working on it and you'll get better.
Oh yeah, and don't go out for your first time in conditions like this.
Oh,
that was bad right there.
Ouch.
Nice. I love to see people going for it. That was straight up the top, vertical turn from Benoit. And
oh, look at Poinaiki putting it on rail. And beautiful bottom turn, another slashing turn. This kid is shredding right now. The turtle even having to bail out of the way.
Really smooth surfing from Poinaiki right now.
Slashing off the top a second and third time. And here is White. This is Dalbert Rivera, the goofy foot. Now up and riding with a nice wall ahead of him. And he's just going to cruise on through.
Man, that was a killer turn from Benoit, Rocky? Straight up and down.
Benoit absolutely charged that one. Much like his very first wave, he went up aggressively at that section. This one kind of boosted him a little more air than the first one, and his board got away from him. Looked like the board flipped over, and he almost caught his foot on the fins.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
A very dangerous maneuver, but he looks to be okay, and he's out looking for this next wave. And next heat, you guys better move out of the way. God fun it. We told you guys go around the break the long way. So please do not be in the way of the next heat, or you could get an interference from the judges. See?
Oh, a little reversal. There we go. Backside roundhouse reverse. So there you go. Got all the boys showing us some action. Love to see it.
Wow,
Nope.
so some great turns right there from Benoit Carpentier.
Well, Vanina, thank you very much for telling us a little bit about how the heat was for the women out there, and good luck on your next heat. We'll see you out there.
All right, thank you so much. Good luck to everyone else.
All right.
Five minutes and 25 seconds. 5:25. All right, so with 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this heat, heat number 2 is out there and waiting. Heat number 3 be on standby to check in the next few minutes. We'll be looking for Mo Freitas, Dave Allen Diamos, Yuri Dabrikow, and Izzy Gomez. So Izzy doing double duty in the juniors and in the girls division. So she'll be possibly surfing back-to-back heats for that athlete. So she's going to be testing her energy level and her stamina. And once again, if you're joining us here live, we welcome you to Turtle Bay Resort. If you're joining us on the web at standupworldtour.com, we thank you for joining us as well. We just got served lunch by the lovely Kuipo of the Waterman League. Mahalo to all of our sponsors and, of course, Turtle Bay Resort and the Waterman League for joining together and making Turtle Bay this the home base for the Waterman League here at Turtle Bay Resort on the North Shore. And we got some action in the water, white up and riding, and blue on the outside. So we got Dalbert Rivera and then Poi Nike laying down a nice hard cutty, going right back up at the whitewater section, keeping the board moving, staying in the flow of the wave. Nice looking wall, wax it vertically, airdrop re-entry. So Poi Nike blowing it up right now. Okay, 20 seconds and counting down. Here in heat number 1 of the Nakamakai Juniors. And watch this countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that's the end of heat number 1. Counting down to start heat number 2. Judges ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, heat number 2 is on. Heat number 3, please check in. Mo Freitas, Dave Allen de Amos, Yuri Dabakau, and Izzy Gomez. Check in for heat number 3. So Mo is going to be in the red. Dave Allen de Amos will be in the white. Yuri Dabakau will be in blue. And Izzy Gomez. Izzy Gomez and Laura Clayton, please come to the beach marshal. As we see blue, that's Tucker Ingalls. So Tucker getting a nice opening ride there, surfing that wave very nicely. Getting a nice couple combinations of maneuvers. Dave Allen de Amos, please check in. Dave Allen de Amos, please check in. You'll be in the white jersey. Here we go, paddling. This is white. Well, that is Noah Yap. And Yap off the top, but no completion. Outside in red, big late drop. Whoa. That is Riggs Napoleon. And Riggs with a little cutback and another. And off the whitewater section, now he's going to try to find this double up reform. Trying to stick with it nicely. There he goes. Yes, he does. And gets a little wall and kicks out. I thought he was going to tap it off the top one more time, but kicks out for positioning and goes through the lip of that next breaking wave. And all three competitors now battling the impact zone. And we've got some stickers courtesy of Drink Aloha. They are Pepsi stickers with a nice red, white, and blue hibiscus flower. But if anybody wants a sticker, you can come up to the Amp Energy tent, and they bottle everything here in Hawaii. So locally made soft drinks here. Drink Aloha, Pepsi, and Amp Energy. And there's a surf lesson going on the inside here. Kalai O'Shaughnessy doing a lesson with the Hans Hedman Surf School. If you want to learn how to surf, you can do that right here at Turtle Bay Resort. And look at that, first wave ever. And he got him standing up and going. So even on a day like today, you can surf safely here at Turtle Bay Resort. We do have another bay that we use for lessons and stand-up paddling as well, located beyond the peninsula in the distance. Cavella Bay is just on the other side. A little bit calmer conditions. And Cavella Bay is home to about 35 to 40 green sea turtles that call that place their home. So you can surf and stand-up paddle with a lot of turtles and other creatures that are there at Cavella Bay. Nice calm conditions there. Oh, sister, she got her goggles on. She can go see underwater when she wipe out even. Yeah. So, get the spray in the eye, eh? Prescription.
Prescription goggles.
And on the outside, Riggs Napoleon, kind of on the middle section that we were talking about, Zane, looking for one of those mid lineup runners.
Riggs Napoleon being OG to the stand-up world tour for the last few years. I believe his first competition, he was like 14 years old or something like that, and it was at Sunset Beach. Solid waves. I mean, last few years he's been out there charging when it's solid 10 to 12 foot Hawaiian style. So we're talking 20, 25 foot face, and he's young blood charging out there. So it's really good to see kids pushing it and pushing the limits out there, showing other kids that they could do it too.
Well, we'll probably see some of these competitors in the juniors be competing in the men's with you guys at Sunset. And from what I'm watching from like Poinaiki and from Benoit and from Riggs and Noah Yap, Tucker Ingalls, you guys better watch out.
Oh yeah, all these guys. I guarantee you that all the Nakamakai guys are going to be up there. Or I'd say 80%, 90% of them.
13 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in heat number 2. Heat number 3 getting started paddling out to the lineup.
Tucker Ingalls on that last wave, trying to spin around in reverse. Starting the wave up with a few nice roundhouses. The kids out here really got to step it up if they want to be making it to the finals. We have some very strong talent out here for the Nakamakai.
Here we go on the outside in white. That
Maui's
is
own
Noah Yap. Slashing a nice cutty right there. Has a good section. Goes up at it for one top turn. And then another section that he floats over beautifully. So Noah Yap doing a great job there in this heat number 2 of the Nakamakai Juniors.
And then on the outside in red, Riggs Napoleon, rogue team rider. Nice backhand. Oof.
12 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. We go white. This is Noah Yap from the island of Maui. Riggs Napoleon goes over that wave. That was Riggs Napoleon, up and down very briefly. A late drop there, and he falls in the trough of the wave. So a very minimal score will be turned in by Riggs Napoleon for that effort. On the outside, pumping into that one. That's Noah Yap going right at the lip and gets ejected off his board. Paddle, brother, paddle, paddle. Okay, arch your back. Get up. Okay, there you go. Chee-hoo. Beginner surfing right there, ladies and gentlemen. Up and riding. Yeah, milking that one all the way to the inside. Oh, he's scooting up on the board even. Wow, that bugger must be a little bit advanced, huh? The judges throwing a 6.5. Of course, adjusting the scale to a beginner level for our novice surfers on the inside, doing a wonderful job. That's Kalai from the Hans Hiederman Surf School, doing a great job with 4 students in the water. That's probably one of the hardest lessons to give, keeping everybody in the same spot right there in that safe zone. And on the outside, Blue thought about it, but he decided not to go on that one on the inside. 7 minutes and 15 seconds here in heat number 2. Heat number 3 on standby. We got 4 athletes in heat number 3. And there's blue. That was Tucker Ingalls, and here's red, Riggs Napoleon. Riggs on his backhand, standing with his right foot forward and left foot back. He's a goofy foot. And on the outside, getting drilled. That was Noah Yap in the white jersey. All right, we're going to have to take a little bit of cover right now as possible passing, one of those passing showers will be coming through. 4 minutes and 35 seconds. 4:35 on the clock. Hint, hint to our judges. 4:30 remaining. Now 4:20. Up in riding, at least having a look at this one, is blue, Tucker Ingalls. And tucks into a nice one, and nice, beautiful roundhouse tail sliding cutback. A big bottom turn, and kind of gets pushed back down by that section, but floats nicely over that third section. So, nice little score right there for Tucker. Oh, so Noah Yap getting radical on the inside right here. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And we're going to get a squall coming down right now. Hide your electronics, or at least cover them up. 1 minute 55 seconds. Here's Red Riggs Napoleon. And Riggs, nice little top turn and comes down to the inside section for more scoring opportunity. And there's Tucker with a nice big floater. $110 and counting down. Heat number 3, stand by. $40 seconds. Good grab, Mr. Freitas. Down in front, though. Counting down, 15 seconds. Here we go. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was the end of heat number 2. Heat number 3. Standing by to start. Judges just about ready. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heat number 3 is on. Heat number 1, Reprecharge girls, check in. Heather Wilcox, Laura Clayton, Hannah Fenton, and Tehani Gangini check in for Heat 1 of the Reprecharge girls. Heather Wilcox, Laura Clayton, Heather Fenton, Tehani Gangini check in. And that was blue very briefly on the outside. That was Yuri Dabikow. Mo Freitas is in red in this heat. Dave Allen Diamos is in white. Yuri Dabikow in blue. And Izzy Gomez in the green. And here's red. Mo Freitas slashing off the top nicely. Almost catches the nose, but pulls it out. And he'll kick out for his first wave. Here we go. This is red Mo Freitas. Mo drops in, but kicks out quickly, realizing that one not mounting up to be much scoring opportunity. So he kicks out. Hey, Kyle, how you doing, bro? That poke smells good. Here's Zane.
Who's out there right now?
Yuri, Brazil.
Who's that? Go, say.
This is Yuri Daberko from Brazil. Really ripping backhand. Oh yeah.
Yeah, sitting here with me is Kyle Vaz. We had the second place finisher over in BVI at the Stand Up World Tour Finals for 2012. Kyle, how you liking Hawaii? You've been here for 2 months already, huh?
Actually, I've been here a little bit less, like 1 month, since January, and it's really fun. Look this wave. It's Mo. Oh, nice turn. Mo is half Hawaiian, half Brazilian. His dad is a Brazilian. Really nice kid too. Yeah, Hawaii. It's like perfect place to be, huh?
Oh yeah. And why? So you're eating your poke? You like the Hawaiian style poke or what?
Yeah, Hawaiian style poke, the best lunch for everyone that's in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
But this one's spicy, bro. Fuck, I have to have Arizona by the side.
There you go. That's pretty much that's the meal for all the locals. You come in after a long day of surfing, go Foodland, get your tall Arizona and hot rice with some poke. That's the best right there.
Oh yeah. I should talk in Portuguese now?
Yeah, tell Yuri we got 15 minutes remaining for everyone out there.
Alright, Yuri Daberko, faltam 15 minutos de bateria. And look, Red Moacir's coming. Good wave. Moacir tá quebrando, ele é metade brasileiro, metade havaiano. E ganhou a etapa do Brasil, tá surfando muito. I just said that Moacir is ripping, he won in Brazil. And yeah, he was a guy that
Nice
evolved
reform.
so much.
Boom.
Yeah, Mo.
Yeah. Oh, it's super cool to see guys who surf like Mo and Kyle and Sean and all these guys, you know.
And Zane.
Yeah, Kyle, thanks. Well, you know, we're all pushing the limits of the sport and really, you know, opening up the range of maneuvers. You know, we're doing things that guys do on their shortboards lately. And if you see, I don't know if you've seen Mo's board, but you know, that's if you were a first-time stand-up paddler and went to go try and stand-up paddle on a board like that, you wouldn't be able to stand up. It takes time to get comfortable under your feet with the board you're riding, and yeah, so really pushing the limits here with the stand-up world tour.
Yeah, and Mo's board are like revolutionary, bro. Like he's really wide, really narrow board and really short boards, like, and he's ripping because of it.
Well, I think you know, it comes to a certain point, but always it's not the car, it's the driver. It's not the board, it's the rider. But yes, it definitely plays a big part and a big role is having your equipment dialed. And it's speaking of having equipment dialed, no, it's over the last 10 years I've been riding with Starboard, and Starboard is really a great company because they involve their riders, and we're able to go in and work on these production boards and you know, be involved from start to finish with these boards. I just got back from Thailand and Australia and Bali, shaping and testing the boards for 2014, and yeah, it's really cool to see. You know, every year we look and we see the performance level just rising so much.
Yeah, you're right. Like stand-up paddle is a sport that's growing a lot, like everywhere in the world, and the board's getting shorter, and the guys are ripping, and a lot of new guys on tour. And this, like, it's good for the sport and for us. Like, we are any spots of the competition, there are new guys and new turns going on, and you are like, oh my god, you don't have to stop. If you stop, bro, you're gonna stay back.
Oh yeah. And so you think it's going to be a little bit of a different story here at Sunset for the Sunset Pro compared to, I guess, the Brazil events and all the other events. This is a different venue and different conditions. How do you feel in surfing in big waves, and do you feel comfortable out at Sunset? I'm sure you've been putting some time in the water, practicing out there. It's a really unique wave, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I'll talk a little bit in Portuguese for the guys from Brazil that are seeing. Yeah, Yuri's on the wave right now. No, just paddling. Yeah, he's on it. Really good backside attack. Oh, boa manobra do Yuri de backside. Ele trocou o remo de mão de novo. Yuri tá surfando muito bem com essa pranchinha. Yeah, he's ripping on this board. It's a really light board. Yeah.
So you got friends from Brazil watching right now online? I know we have. I had a few friends from Guadalupe texting me saying, "Oh, we're watching the women's. Right on. Looks fun out there. Wish we were there." So I guess for everyone watching online, sorry to be making you guys jealous here in the beautiful weather of Hawaii here at Turtle Bay. We have some fun waves to work with for the Women's Pro and the Nakamakai event.
Yeah, and you asked me like how I feel in Sunset, and the wave, it's unique, classic wave. O Zen acabou de me perguntar como eu me sinto em Sunset, com a onda muito boa e clássica, única. E eu me sinto bem, a onda é clássica e pesada e perfeita. E é um desafio para todo mundo. I just said at Sunset it's a unique wave and classic, and like it's challenging for everybody. Like when it's big, it's like it's scary, but it's fun out there. So classic. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it is, and even with all these shortboard events, it's amazing to see who comes on the top. A lot of these events even the shortboarding events at Sunset, it's anyone's fair game, and usually it's the guys who spend the most time out there.
For sure. And I saw that like on the emails that I received about Waterman League, I saw that lots of shortboard guys will be on the contest, like Jamie O'Brien, Luke Keegan, Makua Rothman, like James Sterling,
Kala Alexander. Yeah,
I am like, oh my god, I hope these guys don't go really well.
Yeah, it's great to see a lot of the guys coming from the surfing world into stand-up paddling. I think everyone's catching along with the new trend of stand-up paddle surfing and seeing the direction it's going. I definitely see the sport of stand-up paddling becoming one of the top sports in the world and the most versatile sport in the world to partake and practice in, no matter where you live, as long as you got a little body of water. Right now we have just about 9 minutes remaining in this heat, so all you boys out there, if you can hear me, 9 minutes remaining.
9 minutos pro final da bateria.
No.
Yeah, it's really calm now. Tá bem devagar, pouca onda entrando. Os atletas Yuri e o Moacir estão surfando muito bem.
I'm just getting texts from Uncle Cedric out in Tahiti. He says, lucky you are in Hawaii with good weather. Tahiti is not the best weather right now with the wind and rain. We got riders on the outside shoes looking for a set. Yeah, so Cedric, we're here enjoying it for you. Hopefully see you soon. This is Mo Freitas in red,
nice
looking to go
wave.
left.
Boom!
Ooh, nice little crack on that
Yeah.
that little backhander for him.
And got again the section.
Whoa,
Oh,
yeah.
nice wave from Moacir.
That was a good connection. Going left, cutting back right.
You don't have to be like in a hurry doing a lot of turns. You just have to do like 2 or 3 big turns, and then you get the score. Like.
Yeah, and he just got another one off
Yeah,
that
bro.
inside closeout section.
Yeah, Moacir destruiu a onda aqui. Eu acabei de falar que você não precisa ficar fazendo várias manobras. É só você esperar a sessão certa e dar a manobra boa. O Moacir fez 2 manobras muito boas agora. E é isso, quebrou a onda. Yeah, his brother's there, Marvin, cheering for his older brother.
Oh, I tell you what, that was the most classic thing I've ever seen with just a family love situation out in Brazil. And little Marvin's cheering for Mo up the beach when he won. It was so funny. Marvin, you were stoked when Mo won in Brazil. It was like you won. Yeah, Marvin. Well, out here we have the last heat for the juniors for the Nakama Kai.
Yeah, it's a big set coming in the outside. The guys are paddling. Blue jersey, Yuri, Daberko, not coming on it. One. Yeah.
Maddie, I forgot I grabbed this for you.
Yeah, big set. Oh, on the hat of white jersey. Yuri, everybody got washed out on this set.
Oh yeah, I think it's picking up, Kyle.
Yeah, it seems, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of white water now. Everybody just passing through the waves.
It's gonna be all about smart selection.
Yeah, the waves here, like it starts a little bit slow, but when you get in the middle section, it grows up. You know, it's weird wave, but really fun to surf. And like the guys on Nakama Kai are ripping, bro. Like all of these guys will be on the professional men's competition in Sunset, so it's good for us to be seeing them and watching what they are doing. Like Benoit just did a cutback reverse on the other heat, really difficult turn. Like a lot of us don't know how to do or trying to do, so it's good for us to see and be checking it out.
Oh yeah, and at a wave like this, it's a whole nother venue, and you have a whole different goal of what you want to do compared to a place like Sunset. So, it's the guy they out here for the Nakama Kai. They're getting the both worlds, being able to show some small surf ripping abilities, and then I'm sure we're gonna see all these guys out in the water when it's big for the Sunset Stand Up World Tour. And out in the lineup on the outside, we have the women waiting for their heat. We have 5 minutes remaining. And yeah, so after this Nakama Kai event, the women will be back on the water.
It will be the repechage, I think, on the women's. Yeah. The top two advanced to the third round, and the other two girls went to the repechage heat. Yeah, it's really good now because the women's will have a tour too. Like last year, they just have competitions, but this year they have a tour, so they will be with us all over the world. Will
That's
be
good.
fun. Yeah,
That's
that's good. A lot of men the whole time. Now there will be women to let us happy.
Awesome. Yes, well here we this is the last chance for the women to pull through back into the main bracket. In the repechage, the top two will advance to the quarters, and the bottom two, third and fourth, will be done. This is their last chance to make it back into the bracket. And if you are just coming down to have a drink at the beach, the surfer bar, poolside, and you're wondering what's going on, this is the first event for the Stand Up World Tour to kick off the 2013 season. Today we have the Nakama Kai here for the Turtle Bay Pro and the women's out in the Turtle Bay Women's Pro. The main event for the Stand Up World Tour will be held at Sunset Beach, and we should be kicking off there the next few days. Hey, I'm here with Benoit. Benoit, you were killing it out there in your last heat. It was sick to see, you really throwing it up, straight up and down, projecting off the top. I was kind of scared for a moment there. On one of those turns, you came up, you went straight up with so much speed, and like you kind of projected above the lip, and the wind flipped your board, kind of. Did you land on the fins right there?
Yeah, my foot.
Oh, I thought so. It looked gnarly. So how'd it go for you out there? Was it fun?
Oh yeah, it's pretty fun. Really good waves. And it's sick.
Hell yeah, for sure. Feels good to be in Hawaii or what?
Oh yeah, this is my third time in Hawaii, and I'm so stoked to be here for the Sunset Beach Pro. It's a great event, and the condition was awesome. There's gonna be a big swell, so I'm so stoked to be here.
Killer. And you think you have some friends and family back home or anyone watching from France?
Oh yeah, I think so.
What time is it out there?
Oh, maybe 1 hour.
Oh, that's it? So it's not that much of a difference,
Yeah,
huh?
they were sleeping.
Okay, so in French, you want to say a few things? I'm sure there's some people here at the beach from France. They're gonna be like, "Oh, stoked! Got French surfers competing in the pros."
Bah ouais, carrément. Donc je suis super content d'être ici pour le Sunset Beach Pro à Hawaï. Et on a vraiment des bonnes vagues. Et donc voilà, je suis super content d'être ici. Donc voilà, super événement. Il y a vraiment pas mal de niveaux là chez les jeunes. Je trouve vraiment ça incroyable. Il y a vraiment une hausse de niveau par rapport à l'année dernière. Il y a beaucoup plus de gens en plus. Et je trouve ça vraiment incroyable. Il y a de plus en plus de jeunes. Les gamins commencent vraiment à fracasser. Il y a vraiment du niveau. Et c'est vraiment cool de voir le sport progresser comme ça. Et niveau évolution des planches aussi, les planches commencent à être plus courtes, ressembler au shortboard. Et voilà, ça commence vraiment à donner quelque chose d'assez incroyable.
Oui, oui, merci beaucoup.
Oh.
All right, you guys. Well, we have 40 seconds remaining out in the last heat for the Nakamakai Junior Division. So, women, you're coming up very soon. 30 seconds remaining. Yeah, they're out there. Hey, so is it one horn or two horns? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Get a rush when you blow the horn like that. So, as you can see on the outside, we have the women working their way into the lineup. Good job from the boys in that heat. We got to see a lot of action being thrown down from the Nakamakai. You guys ready for the women? Hey, David, you guys ready for the women? Okay, here comes a countdown for the women heat in 3, 2, 1. So that horn starts the Women's Pro Turtle Bay event. This is the repecharge event for the women. So all of these girls have been in the water already, and they're looking to bump themselves back into the main bracket. All right, so this is green up and riding, and we have blue on the outside. Blue on the outside still riding. That's Aline Adesaka from Brazil, from Ubatuba, one of the venues of the Stand Up World Tour.
We're in repecharge. Oh yeah, no, that's.
Oh, excuse me.
That's Laura Clayton.
That is not Aline. That is. I'm sorry, guys. That's my mistake.
Fenton. So second heat, check in. Mirabai Jones, Jen J. Lee, you'll be in royal blue. Ehiku Rademacher, you'll be in white. And Jacinta Potts, you will be in light blue.
I'm going to get a pen and write that down.
So Mirabai James will be in red. Ehiku Rademacher in white. Jen J. Lee in royal blue. And Jacinta Potts will be in the sky blue. Yeah, you can't just say sky blue. You got to get into character there. Sky blue. Or baby blue. Ah, Marvin, you like that one, Abu? So this repecharge round features the third and fourth place finishers of heats number 1 and 2 from round 1. Oh, Ravens, bro. You get the right shirt on, Hawaiian. Baltimore taking it to San Fran.
That was so funny. We had like 10 San Francisco guys in my house. I was the only one cheering for the Ravens. I was like,
I took a last
I don't even know what's going on with football. I was like, I'm gonna go with the underdogs.
Yeah. I took a last minute $20 bet for the Ravens. It worked out just as I had hoped. But it was a great game nonetheless, and both teams very, very talented. It was anybody's games. As we see White up and riding, that is Laura Clayton.
Laura, Lahaina girl from Maui. Just getting into stand-up paddling the last few years and really progressing in the surfing aspect of it. And then we have green. I believe this is Tehani Genjini. Riding it all the way to the inside. Back over to the whitewash. Good one. This looks like a nice wave out the back for Laura and White. Oh yeah. Ooh,
Wow.
A little bit of a quick section right there.
The buggo and spit that way. Turtle Bay has got a hollow section, bro. You gotta be on alert for that quick hollow section. You might be able to tuck into a barrel here at Turtle Bay. Kuilima Point.